We're live action. All right. I guess I don't know if this needs to be an apology or whatever. I don't know if it'd be to, Tip Top Records or the vinyl community. I don't know, whatever. But we've
Better late than never.
We've been pussyfooting on our Tip Top finds. So many a rainy Wednesdays ago, we went up to Charlotte and we did the whole Noble Records pilgrimage. And one of my favorite places in Charlotte is Tip Top Daily Market that has a ever-grown, ever-expanding record area. And I've never left there and not found something pretty legit, or at least by my standards. Maybe yours as well. So a spin in the background, I figured this, I guess when I was flipping this came to mind because this is something we grabbed the first time we were at Noble Records. We skipped the first couple tracks because they are, they're kind of like pimpish, not sleazy, but just like bedroom enticing vocalizations.
Not safe for videos.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far,
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, not considering some of the stuff you put.
Niños, cover your ears. Of course, you're not allowed to have children's watch the YouTube videos anymore.
This is not children's YouTube video.
But, so anyways, Cannonball Adderley, look, my man's in his cowboy get up right there. But this is the music in the background if you hear it, right? So this is going to be as random as ever. Oh, I guess rigmarole. If we're talking Tip Top Daily Market, one of the last beers I have lingering from when we went shopping. I lived in North Carolina for years. I've never heard of Nebo, North Carolina. Nonetheless, this is Fonte, Flora Brewery from Nebo, North Carolina. This is a Pilsner that comes with intense instructions of pouring vigorously, fill up half a cup, wait 60 seconds, repeat step 1, etc., etc. I haven't even taken my first sip yet.
Lots of instructions. I'm surprised it lasted this long.
That's great.
We've been saving it for this moment.
According to some people in the vinyl community, we're both raging alcoholics. So it is fairly surprising it made it this long. But it's just a Pilsner.
Could I try it?
Most definitely.
Yay!
You can definitely try it. But no, it's if I'm being frank, it's just a Pilsner. A little bit bitter on the back end, but it's tasty. Cooler weather has finally come. This would have been a great hot day beer.
Yes. But we waited too long.
Let's get it after it. I actually set aside, if you don't recall what we got there, I actually set aside the Veronica Records first. So I'm going to hand off a couple records and you explain them. And I'll get into the shit I bought. Now, I'm doing less and less blind buying for the sake of silly album covers, but it still gets me. That's going to be probably the biggest thing in my purge. There's been times where we've had good laughs while the two of us are shopping together. That's usually when I buy most of my shit.
Probably
And so we're having good laughs, and you're like, hey, we had to laugh in the store.
It's only $1.
There's no need to keep it. But this one you had to, because this is masterful art to the point where I had to frame it. Here you go, girlie.
I can't. Look at this is just so perfect.
Yeah, I guess I should hold it.
Thank you. Yes, actually, please. Look at that look on that cat. Like that jacket, that whole pose, like it had to be bought. Like,
He's a cool cat.
He's a very cool cat.
So he's a cool cat. So here's a kitty cat of music that we play everything, even if it's just a blind buy to see what it is. That never hit needle. That is exclusively tremendous artwork worthy of a wall.
We're very bad with artwork that is just very eye-catching. We just have to get it.
And if anyone remembers this artist that Veronica showcased or talked about when we did our 5 topics in 5 minutes and 55 seconds video, God, I don't even know if I could recall all that we shoved in there. You mentioned the artist Ra.
Very cool. Look him up. Look at YouTube video for this particular album. Is really weird, but it's kind of cool. Of course, it immediately got my attention. Kind of made me thought of sushi.
Yeah.
I can have it.
And her plan was to
turn it into a clock, possibly.
Yeah, to get one of these things that does not damage the record that you
exactly.
just put right through the needle hole and hang this weirdness.
That's so cool.
It is randomness, and this was like $1. This was dirt cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So you like the artist and its weird interest in artwork and potentially a clock. So
kind of trippy, sort of like.
So why not?
Music.
All right, now.
I liked it.
You might have to better explain yourself, Veronica, with this, you know what? I've done this in the past. Let me do this with a Carolina Soul sticker. Veronica picked out this business right here. So this is also inexpensive, but this is an earful of dramatic stage satire, hot nuts and popcorn production, and then it's
I just saw sexiness. I just saw like really confident, like.
Well, this was kind of cool.
Show.
It's all the weird, funky stuff that basically turned into beat breaks, and so it actually has the original songs, which a microcosm of that song got used to sample. But I like that it has the name of the artist and the track, of course, from some stuff like. I know Cecil Holmes on here, Bittersweet, Bobby James. Anyways, a lot of artists are gonna go whatever, but then also has used by KRS-One. So yada yada yada. It tells them what used by Rakim. So a random nonsense that
way before WAP was popular.
Oh wow, lady, you just showed.
I'm so sorry.
You're gonna get his band. Just know that just know that it was a lady that did it.
My fault.
All right, so now that my turn, coming in hot, as Bob Bradley would say. I'm filling in the Black Sabbath collection as a whole, but now this completes the Dio era. I think I have everything 83 and back except a clean copy of Volume 4 Eludes Me, and I refuse to go on the internet to find it. But this is ultra clear. It still has the old school if I could do this with my giant fingers and no fingernails. I was watching the fight tonight Veronica and I were, so I bit all my fingernails. I have none left. But it has the original Warner Brothers inner sleeve. Really clean. Happy to have found that. This is not... Heaven and Hell would be my favorite Dio era Sabbath, but I still dig this, and obviously I dig the artwork by Greg Hildebrandt that did all sorts of fantasy art, dark art, and also pinup girls, etc. So maybe if I get to editing, you'll see some craftiness. But that's that. You might want to
have it as far as the collection.
You might want to wang jangle the inner sleeve there, girlie. It's all crinkly, winkleated inside. Those are technical terms for people in the vinyl community, but I'm pretty sure you can hang. All right, let's get with the silliness. This is the type of blind buying I've been doing. Not that I mind the bare essentials of the naked ladies with the spread eagle beagle and what have you, but sometimes I just gotta know what's inside. And this was inexpensive. It's an old Columbia 2i. I'll show that first before I get in the rest of it. These play fantastic. That's clear as all clean as all get out, scratch free. So I figured I'd see what the business is. Mango Santa Maria. So I had to know what this was because we had a big laugh over how this bro must either have all the monies, all the talent, or be swinging some proper lumber. Because he has a multiracial brood of young ladies, a harem, if you will. There's some other ones here. I knew the Watermelon Man, because watermelon's my favorite food. And there's also Mango Santa Maria.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
did
she's.
Do that?
Yeah, did you show? She's wearing watermelon shoes.
Yeah, I am, of course.
Okay.
You're like, Eric's like, we're gonna edit this out.
No. This is, you're a lady. This is when you're supposed to ask for. You're supposed to ask for likes and subs and ring the bell and all that.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe, right? The bro in me has a hard time asking for things like that, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to ask. So back on track to whatever nonsense we were doing. No need for apology.
Watermelon Man.
I knew this from Watermelon Man. Look at your keen mind getting me back on place. I knew these two album covers that I'll probably have to splice in due to editing. Watermelon Man and then El Pussycat. El Gato Panocha. So,
El Pussycat?
Yeah, so we got layers here. But this is actually pretty cool. I was aware of this artist, and then the album cover was intriguing. If you can see, working on the groovy thing is self-titled here, and then you have like Proud Mary, My Sherry and More. So things you're going to recognize from Creedence and Stevie Wonder and what have you. But We Got Latin Souls, actually a pretty cool groovy track on here, and for a couple dollar blind buy, have zero regrets. So cool thing, not a common spin, but something worth keeping in the collection. Sometimes it will strike your fancy. All right, I guess I'll keep it in the jazz realm right here. This was like $3. It was dirty as hell, and the B-side had a pretty scary scratch on it that turned out to, for the 2 rotations at the start of scratch, there's a tick, and then that's it. The rest of the scratch doesn't affect play. But this is a 1956 original copy. For the novelty of that, how clean this is, I couldn't let it go. So this is a compilation of Lionel Hampton, if you can't tell, of the swing jazz from 1937, early 37 to late 1939. And has guys like J.C. Higginbotham and Cootie Williams on the back. But also featured in the mix here, Dizzy Gillespie, Benny Carter, Coleman Hawkins. So there's some well-respected players on this. So I figured I'd give it a go.
Plus, you said it was $3.
It was $3. It looked dirty as hell. And I guess he just threw it in the cheap bin, or the discount bin. I do hate me some uni packs. But nonetheless, it's all good. And if I could finagle this out of here, you can see how clean it is once I gave her a wipe and a scrub. And no need to take it out. The backside single scratch doesn't affect play, but understandable if this wasn't test played, why it might warrant a smaller price. But the scratch is in appearance much worse than actual pickup, transference, whatever. It's bedtime. We're listening to sexy jazz music, and we're about to shut it down. So let's see if we can maintain this energy towards the end.
We can do it.
So I fuck with some Jimmy Smith here. That's the most eloquent way to go about it. I dig me some Jimmy Smith. So I like what he's doing on the 88 keys and the organs and what have you. But so I've yet to spin this. We've spun, or I have, a lot of this. I haven't got around to this one yet. This almost reads like a split, almost like, if that makes sense, this is jazz. But it's almost like a punk rock split, where it's Jimmy Smith and Dave Baby Cortez. So side 1 is all Jimmy Smith, side 2 is all Dave Baby Cortez. And yeah, I need to get to this one in the future. I just haven't. It's all good. It's super clean. I want to say this is like $5. It's staying in the shrink. It is what it is. I don't need to break it down too much.
At the top of the pile.
And then, and this is on the Premier label. All right, that's that. And then also, I guess to keep it in the urban realm, this one right here, I was pretty stoked for. Was not terribly priced. I was pleased with the price and the condition. A little bit of ring wear on the top. But the way this studio did this, the Philadelphia International Records, they made a group which was called the Philadelphia International All-Stars, if I want to say that's what they were called. They have the track on here, Let's Clean Up the Ghetto, which is side 1, track 2, which has all the artists. But the rest is basically a comp, I think, for the sake of this album. I don't know if these were recycled from other stuff. But it has R&B, funk, disco, soul legends such as Lou Rawls, a very distinctive voice. Everyone know him if you knew him. Teddy Pendergrass is on the All-Star track, as well as him with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. But the Intruders, Archie Bell and the Drells, Billy Paul, the OJs. So a Teddy P solo track. So this is really cool. It has the DJ promo sticker on there, the gold stamp on the back, and I like this album anyways. It just so happened to have the perk of this beautiful white label promo. Demonstration not for sale. You know the rigmarole. This is not unique to just this record. It's not the hardest find in the world. But this is really, really clean. And I dig this type of music. So to me, absolute no-brainer. And I guess, I don't know how this would connect. Now that we're shifting genres, I guess I went from 80s metal to 30s swing jazz to disco funk. It is what it is. But this would guess in the realm one connects to the other because this is also a promo copy, recognizable by that pink sticker, synonymous with this. But gatefold, wasted the crease break is what it is. To tie into the thread that's going around there is the, oh, by the way, if you didn't watch one of our most recent ones, this gentleman right here appears on a different album cover.
Bad lady.
Was it bad? Bad lady?
Snow White Bad Lady.
Snow White Bad Lady.
No. So, Sleeping Beauty White Lady. Wow. We don't
Sleepy
even have the right one now.
But nonetheless, this is early
Maleficent.
Maleficent, yes.
Remember
but that was fun. Maybe you caught it live. It was whatever. I think that was... was that... That might have been Repo Records. It doesn't matter. If you caught it, cool beans. If you like to hang out with Veronica and I. If not, who cares if you miss a video? No one's obligated to watch me or us blabber about whenever we do so. We're already at 15 minutes. Good googly moogly. But this is a debut album, self-titled Green Slade. This is early prog. It's a little bit out there, but not too crazy. I wouldn't say it has some of the Renaissance qualities that freak out some people that they don't like, and I don't think it's like full-blown spaced out weirdness. Early prog, if you guys don't get into the latter stuff, I'd start with famous prog groups and their earliest works. This is the debut by Green Slade. So if you want to discover the band or check them out, I would do so there. And another really, really clean, undamaged white label promo. So cool beans on that. I guess I'll shift off the heavy hitter for dead last. Well, heavy hitter, and depending on how you look at it, for two more randos. This appeared in a JG Yokohama contest. This is Ghost. I bought this 45. I had Ghost in the past on CD, but never owned on vinyl anyway. This is a 45. It is avant-garde, weird, experimental, contemporary, neo-psych, if that rundown makes any sense. But a Japanese oddity of works from 89 and 94 from the A side and B side. So I got a 45, which is usually kind of uncommon for me. But I flipped through 45s because I had to. The very front of the stack of 45s was this. Ooh, let's take the panties off. I don't care what anyone says. I guess this would be like nerd grail status. Look out for, as I promised in the future, Ant's coming by for nerd stuff, so I'm probably going to double down on this because he hasn't seen this one yet. This is a 45 of WWF, and I'm an old man, so it's not WWE. It's Wrasslin WWF, and this is about the last time I watched it because it's gotten a little rough. I don't watch too much of the wrestling nowadays, but I haven't even given this one a clean yet. Outside of being a little bit dirty, it's not that bad off. But it's on Epic, and so is Captain Lou Albano, and most people are gonna know her from his stuff he did with Cyndi Lauper. I mean, I'm being silly. I'm just mispronouncing stuff on purpose. But we got the Macho Man Randy Savage, my favorite and the best wrestler of all time. We got the Governor Jesse the Body Ventura with his butt chin bejeweled. We got Vince McMahon when he was still young. I mean, we got. Do I need to ramble on? Brutus the Barber Beefcake with Beefcake.
You should know who these people are.
Oh man, we got Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. We got the Junkyard Dog. There's Captain Lou right there. We were just talking about classy Freddie Blassie with my man Vinyl Richie. Mentioned him recently in a Rachel the Music Man. In the back right here, we got Greg the Hammer Valentine, Cowboy Bob Orton. If anyone knows RKO Contemporary Wrestling, that's his daddy. He had the shtick of it. His arm was always hurt, so he had a cast, which he would just lame base people with. He'd just slab or knock them.
That sounds unfair.
So that's whatever. It's a 45. That was a couple bucks for strictly nerd appeal. And we're breaking 20 minutes because I talked about wrestling. Apologies. Hopefully you stick around. This last one has been shown in the vinyl community, so this is not the first time you're seeing it here. This is most certainly a repress. It's still in the shrink, although a corner's missing. I'm debating on whether or not that shrink's got to go. But for right now, whatever with it. So, 1969, this is clearly a repressing. This was like $20, and I'm cool with that. I'm guessing someone didn't like this psychedelic oddity, which I do. It's 1969. I dig this. This isn't the most in-your-face psych, but it is psych by the way most people would define it. Some people chalk this up to the album cover being of more value than the music, although I do dig this music. I think the only one for sale right now on Discogs is $670 or something like that, plus international shipping and insurance, etc. This was in North Carolina for $20. So we're going to call that
bargain.
A no-brainer. So apologies to everybody or anybody who would care that we slacked and took months to get around to our tip-top video. Nonetheless, I love the shop. If you guys, I'm going to go ahead and say, how dare you? If you make it to, if anyone makes the Noble Records pilgrimage, as some people are calling it, if you end up in Charlotte, North Carolina, you're a couple miles away, and I want to say Lunchbox and Tip Top are like a mile away from each other.
Yes.
So if you're in that region of the world, make it a two for maybe.
Tip Top stays like
maybe a three.
late too,
Yeah,
so.
they're really cool place. You can have a beer, you can hang out. Hopefully, by the time anyone gets there, this COVID will pass. Right now, we're just rambling, bambling. Anything you want to say on exit?
No, not really. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. That doesn't really work that way.
Okay. All right.
I freeze.
Well, that's because you're cold-natured. Anyways, VC, love you. Take care. Be well.
Adios.
All that jazz.